Whitetail Insights, brought to you by the QDMA, the Quality Deer Management Association, ensuring the future of whitetail deer.
A really important QDM topic is fawn survival. So can you share with us a couple of the reasons that show why that fawn survival is so important?
It really is, and it's because that's the future of our deer herds. You know, whether we're most interested in just hunting deer for meat or bucks or whatever the case may be, the best way to make sure that we have a sustainable deer herd is to be moving as many fawns into that deer herd as we possibly can.
It's really the base of it, right?
Absolutely. It's the base that we have here today and what we're going to have in the future, and which is especially so important, you know, when we run into severe winters where we lose a bunch of deer. You know, the ability of our deer herds to bounce back after a bad winter or, you know, disease outbreak or something really rests in how many fawns can survive.
So with that being said, and I think it's more crucial now than ever to pay attention to fawn survival, what is the biggest threat to fawn survival that we're experiencing today in most areas in the deer woods?
It's a huge issue today, and the reason being, you know, we've had some terrible winters, so we lose some of those deer, but also we have growing predator populations, you know, all over. So if you have fewer deer and more predators, what you often end up with is, you know, losing a higher percentage of your fawns, which is not good. And we're also losing habitat like crazy, particularly in our real agricultural areas. As we lose hedgerows, you know, we farm all the way to the ditches. You know, in many cases, that was the best fawning habitat that we had. So as those deer don't have it, they can't bounce back nearly as quickly.
And it's not just from urban sprawl, it's actually the agricultural practices that have changed, that you can take a good piece of, you know, a good piece of deer property, and the change in the agricultural practices on that property are affecting the fawn survival.
Absolutely, because what you take a look at, where you have really good fawning cover, you know, it's thick cover where fawns can survive, but you can't just have it in one little piece. You know, and that's actually the only time of the year that deer are territorial. Those will be territorial over where those fawns are born. So you need to have good cover, and it needs to be spread out to allow the most fawns as possible to get the best start in life.
So if we know why it's important, what the threats are, what are some of the best ways that a deer hunter can help affect fawn survival in the area that he hunts?
Well, certainly a habitat is always a good thing. You know, whether they own the land or they have a friend that does or can do something, it's always good to enhance the habitat of the land so that we have better cover for deer and other wildlife. From another end, you know, we have talked in the past about predator control. If they have an opportunity to hunt or to trap some coyotes before fawns hit the ground in the spring, if coyotes are a problem in the area, hey, anything that can save a few fawns, you know, is helping. But habitat's often where you have to start, but there's also many other ways as well that we can contribute to get more fawns to survive.
This Whitetail Insight is brought to you by the Quality Deer Management Association. Become a member and ensure the future of whitetail deer.